How's everyone today? Make myself presentable to you guys, especially before anyone gets here. I'm going to look and see who's live. I believe our friend, there he is. Our friend Jace is live. Give me 1 second.
A couple of seconds.
There he is.
Then forwards again.
He is
Then
in
lower that pelvis down to
mid-stretch.
the floor. Keep them arms up nice and straight.
So I'm going to pop in. Want to say hi. And hit the like button and share him out. Here we go. And I'll leave him up and running. And say hi to a few people who say hi to me. All right. Saying happy birthday to our friend Mir. He's over there hanging out with Jace. Wendy and Tandra are hanging out. All right. Got a good crowd going. So, seeing as it's only me, let's do some reading. And let's start out reading with Rumi. The article here, Psychology Today, the psychology of Rumi's poetry. Looks like a very interesting article, and I think eventually we're going to go down to reading it. I always like this one. If I can find it. Let's see. Hey, Lorenzo. How are you? We're looking at some Rumi poetry. Who else we have? Effa? Am I getting that correct? I got to bring up my desktop so I can read your guys' comments better. Rakesh says hello. Hello, my friends. Hi from Turkey. Where are you from? I'm from the United States, my friend. I don't believe we've had anyone from Turkey here before. So welcome. Welcome, everyone. Hey, do you guys have a favorite poem? Do you have a favorite Sufi poem? Do you have a favorite Rumi poem? If you do, let me know what it is, and we'll see if I can find it on the old interwebs, and I'll read it. Let's see. Bebe, you leaving, my friend? Let's see. Your fam says I like your glasses. Thank you, my friend. I'm sorry that I mispronounced your name. I would be better served actually opening up a book of poetry from Rumi. Let's see. Is that a Codover power? It's slow. You're very similar to an Iranian singer named Sebastian. Man, I can't pronounce that. Can you search? Uh, I will in a bit. Right now, I'm looking at some Rumi poetry, but I can't seem to find the one that I want. I do have several books, but it's always cumbersome. You know what I mean? To open a book and read from it. Let's see. You love Mia Khalafi? I might. I don't know who it is. So this is a longer one, guys. If anyone pops in and they have something they want me to read, let me know. This is Unfold Your Own Myth by Rumi. Who gets up early to discover the moment light begins? Man, I just love that beginning. Who gets up early to discover the moment light begins? When is that? Sorry, I don't mean to be interrupting Rumi of all people, but when is it that light begins in the day? It's not dawn, because dawn is already light. When is that first glimmer? Get up early and discover it. This is the time of the mystics. So who gets up early to discover the moment light begins? Who finds us here circling bewildered like atoms? Who comes to a spring thirsty and sees the moon reflected in it? Who, like Jacob blind with grief and age, smelled the shirt of his lost son and can see again? Who lets a bucket down and brings up a flowing prophet, or like Moses goes for fire and finds what burns inside the sunrise? Jesus slips into the house to escape enemies and opens the door to the other world. Solomon cuts open a fish and there's a gold ring. Omar storms to kill the prophet and leaves with blessings. Chase a deer and end up everywhere. An oyster opens his mouth to swallow one drop. Now there's a pearl. A vagrant wanders empty, ruins. Suddenly he's wealthy. But don't be satisfied with stories how things have gone with others. Unfold your own myth without complicated explanations so everyone will understand the passage we have opened you. Start walking towards Shams. Your legs will get heavy and tired. Then comes a moment of feeling with wings you've grown lifting. Pretty awesome. To understand Rumi, you have to understand that for Rumi, everything was God. Everything is God, alive and speaking as God. So he would write poems to his teacher, Shams, and it was love poetry. And people would get a little confused. Why is he writing poetry, love poems, for his teacher? But through his teacher, he was seeing God. Hey, Austin. Austin says, hey, Yogi. Hello, my friend. Austin says, how you doing today, Yogi? I'm doing pretty good. Quiet day in the live stream, so I'm taking advantage of it. I'm going to read a few poems that I like from different people. Some old favorites that I've read lots and lots of times, and some that I haven't read before, like that last one. What's up, Squirrel Sniper? So here's Rumi on dying. I died as a mineral. I died as a mineral and became a plant. I died as a plant and became an animal. I died as animal and I was human. Why should I fear? When was I less by dying? Yet once more I shall die to soar with angels blessed. But even from angelhood I must pass on. All except God perishes. Only when I have given up my angel soul shall I become what no mind has ever conceived. Will they not exist, for non-existence proclaims in organ tones. To God we shall return. Well, that answers that, doesn't it? Nothing to fear. Let's see. Sniper says, hard day's graft. Stump grinding today. Yeah, that sounds like it would be tough. Stumps are stubborn things. That's for sure. This is Rumi wrote this in what, 1100 AD? It could be straight from Course in Miracles. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Let's see. God Overpower says Atlanta is good. The city? You know, I never explored the city, but I was in the airport once overnight because I got stranded. And it's a beautiful airport as far as airports go. If you got to be stuck in an airport, Atlanta's the place to do it. So, yeah, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. And we certainly have. Think of any prejudice you have. Think of any bias that you have. Think of any sense of separation that you've placed between yourself and anyone for whatever reason. And we all do it. I certainly do. I try to be aware of it. And through that awareness, I can allow things to begin to change without any undue effort on my own. If I put real serious effort into changing something, it's probably not going to work, unfortunately. But if I allow the change to happen, everything begins to change. Let's see. Sniper says an area with honey fungus took the silver birch this spring. I took the tree down safely last month. So now you got to deal with the stump. Did you get it done? Mir says, say so Yogi and beautiful people. Thanks, Sir Yogi. You're welcome, my friend. And now I can take the opportunity to say, with words instead of writing, happy birthday, Mir, my good friend. These aren't the whole poems here. These are just parts of it. I'm doing some quotes. This is one of my favorite. This pertains to meditation. Hey, Mercedes Funk. Mercedes says, hello, Yogi. Hello, Mercedes, my friend. Out beyond the idea of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Let's see. Cordova says, yeah, City. I hear good things about it. It's a very uh, populous city. It's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. 20, 30 years ago, it was considered, it was a city, but not a major city. And now it's considered a major, we could call it a metropolis. So out beyond the ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there's a field. What is that field? And why is Rumi going to meet us there? That field is our own neutrality. It's where there is neither wrongdoing or right doing, because no distinctions are made. There is a place within us where no distinctions are made. And it's a beautiful place. It's who we are. Doesn't mean that being in a physical body and being a egoic personality that we shouldn't make distinctions. The trick is we don't have to believe them. We can make distinctions for the benefit of navigating through the world, navigating through society. That doesn't mean we have to believe that they're absolutely true. There's really no such thing as a Democrat. There's no such thing as a Republican. There's no such thing as a border. There's no such thing as money. All of it was made up. It's a thought. If you got conked on the head, I don't know, someone was playing horseshoes and they tossed a little extra hard and you got hit in the head and you woke up. You were knocked unconscious and you woke up and you had zero memory. You were still aware. You were still intelligent. You could still remember, I don't know, recognize faces, but you had no distinctions to make. You would instantly see the fictitious nature of the world. Don't ask me to say fictitious again. I'm not sure I could. Wetback says, what you believe about, well, first, welcome, my friend. What you believe about yourself is what you become. The world you declare, the words you declare are powerful. They are powerful because they are based upon a thought. And as Emerson, Ralph Waldo Emerson said, the ancestor to every action is a thought. So the ancestor to every word is a thought. So imagine, what you believe about yourself is what you become. What you believe about other people is what they become in your eyes. But it's not true. It's not true. It's just based upon a thought. And a thought isn't an actual thing. It doesn't mean it's not powerful, because look at the world that we live in. The world we live in, we've created this world. We believe in it. And we've given it all the reality that it has. But you know what? It can change instantly. It can change instantly by changing how you view the world. This is why Course in Miracles says, do not seek to change the world, but seek to change how you perceive the world. And we do that by our projection. What are we projecting? We're projecting fear. All of it. Look around. Every distinction made between look at the political system. Look at country against country. It's all based upon some type of fear, some type of guilt. The world won't care about the excuses you make. If you say my head hurt, the circumstances weren't in my favor. Unless you fight for yourself, no one will do it for you. Interesting. But I'm not even sure you need to fight for yourself. That's the difference between force and power. Power speaks in and of itself. Power is something that we exude. Force is a small person pushing and shoving and making demands. The world needs to be this way because I think it, because I believe it, because I want it to be. And some people even momentarily create something, a monument to their ego. But again, it's not real because the ego isn't real. The ego is self-conceptualization. It's who we think we are. But who is the witness to those thoughts? That's reality. That's the field that Rumi was talking about. Let's see. God Over Power says, hey man, what's your name? My name's Eric. Sniper says, just had a call from a mate. He's broken down and needs a jump start with his battery. Hope I can still pop in later and make it happen. I hope so, Sniper. Thanks for coming in. Mira says, hey to Sniper. So that was the little thing from Rumi. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. That field, that's reality. Beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing. That field of neutrality. Pureness. Absolute love. Someone might think, well, isn't love an option? If you can love someone, you can hate someone. The opposite of love isn't hate. It's fear. Only an appearance, though, because that which is all-encompassing, which is love, can have no true opposite. So, love is embracing. I think we'll read this next. I think one of my favorite, all-time favorite, surprisingly for me, as I'm not super biblical. I'm not anti-biblical, but Mir says, hey, Sniper. And Sniper says, say, birthday boy. Wetback says, money isn't everything. This self is important. You can be given tons of cash. It will make you happier because you didn't earn it. Self-actualization is far better. Nicely said. Self-actualization, self-realization. Pretty much the same thing. And, you know, they've done studies. People who won the lottery, they're no happier than before. Neuroscientists and psychologists have said that most people have a built-in happiness border level. Might go up a little bit, might go down a little bit, but then it settles to that level that we all have. But that's conditional happiness. There is a happiness that exists within all of us, and it's a happiness of existence itself. But we've lost space with it. We've lost touch. But we can learn to remember it. Let's see. Sniper says, Mir, today is your 18,250 turnings of the stars. It's a lot of turning. Mir says, thanks, my friends. Absolutely. So I think this is the most beautiful thing in the Bible. One of. There's a lot of beautiful Psalms. I won't read the whole thing. Well, let's read the whole thing. This is St. Paul's letter to the Corinthians, and it is the most apt description of what love, the actuality of love, the reality of love, true love, of what it actually is. Begins with, brothers and sisters, strive eagerly for the greatest spiritual gifts, but I shall show you a still more excellent way. If I speak in human and angelic tongues, but do not have love, I am a resounding gong or a clashing cymbal. And if I have the gift of prophecy and comprehend all mystery and knowledge, if I have all faith so as to move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give away everything I own, and if I hand my body over so that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Here's my favorite part, guys. Love is patient, love is kind. It is not jealous, it is not pompous, it is not inflated. It is not rude, it does not seek its own interest. It is not quick-tempered. It does not brood over injury. It does not rejoice over wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. That's who we are. But we don't experience that because we are stuck in the world of our perception. We are stuck in our thoughts. But we don't need to believe every thought we have just because we have a thought. We were talking about this earlier. I was talking about it with our good friend, Toy Pups, who is right here. Hello, my friend. Let's see. Mir says, yes, sir, Yogi. Hey, guys, make sure you wish our friend Mir a happy birthday. He is a beautiful friend. He has done much to help me. Hey, Travel and Foods says, hey, Eric, how are you, my friend? Let's see. Toy Pup says, we're watching on my live. Well, thank you. I'm live on someone's live. This might be the first time I've ever been double live. And we got some hearts. And Toy Pup says, Mira. And we got some hearts from Travel and Foods. Thank you so much. Just give me a second, guys. I absolutely love that St. Paul's letter to the Corinthians. I don't know if there is again, a more apt and powerful description of love and who we are than that. But here's the question. Here's the big question. Why don't we realize that? If we are love, if we have emerged as love, then, and we have the description here, love is patient, love is kind. What about those moments when we are not patient, when we are not kind? It is not jealous, but what about those moments when we're jealous? If you've been in a relationship, you've been jealous at one time or another. Pompous, inflated, it is not rude. I've been all those things. Maybe not pompous. I don't know if I ever felt I was in a position to be pompous, pompousful, the pompiest of all. I don't think I've ever been pompous. But I'm not above being pompous. Give me something to be pompous over, and who knows? I might be the most pompastic person in the world. I don't know. Maybe I'll set that as a goal. But here's the thing. We've all experienced most of these things. I've certainly been rude before, unfortunately. And I've sought my own self-interest, even recently. So I'm not quick-tempered, though. And I don't believe I brood over injury anymore. I've been practicing forgiving for quite some time, practicing forgiveness. So the thing is, we believe that we are a personality that experiences love. I'll say that one more time. We believe that we are a personality that experiences love. Love is not an experience. You don't experience reality. You just exist within reality. When we meditate using a mantra, we slip into what's called the gap. The gap is that space between mantra and our everyday thoughts. So when we're meditating, we're thinking the mantra nice and easily. We're not concentrating on it. It's very effortless. We're thinking the mantra, and then we have a thought. Ordinary, regular, mundane thought. Did I turn the oven off? What am I going to have for dinner? Do I have everything I need to make dinner? Whatever. And we're off to the races. In Buddhism, it's called the monkey mind. In Tibetan Buddhism, it's called Shenpa. 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 Hey, Dottie. And it means hook. One thought is all it takes, and you're hooked. You're off to the races, and the mind is racing. It can race so much that we end up in anxiety or a panic attack or despair or worry or even lost in a happy fantasy, all because of that one hook, Shenpa. And it happens when we're meditating. But here's the great thing about meditation. All we have to do is remember, oh, the mantra. Excuse me, guys. I'm supposed to be thinking the mantra. So we go back to the mantra and we start thinking it again. And somewhere between the mantra and the next thought, we slip into that space that exists between every word, every thought. That's where you find reality. That reality that is without experience, because you can't experience it. When you come out of the gap, you know something happened, but you can't say what it is because it's absent of thought. It's absence of experience itself, because even the witness disappears. Pretty amazing. And it happens every time you meditate. Maybe for a flash, maybe for an instant, but every time you meditate, it happens. And every time you do that, you literally transcend karma, which we could talk about if anyone wants to talk about karma. We only perceive reality. That perception can change for you as the wiser you become if you let yourself. Interesting thought. My own would be, if you're perceiving anything, then it's not reality, it's perception. If it changes, it's not reality. Reality itself is the changeless that allows everything to occur. Hey, Kathy. C. Peyton says, hi, Eric, and everyone in the chat. Kathy, how are you? Hi, Trending. Trending says, like and share, and Sir Yogi. I appreciate that. Thank you. Daddy says, great news, Eric. I've regained all my subs. That is awesome. Let me bring up your channel real quick. 376 subs. Guys, if you remember just yesterday or the day before when Dottie last visited, she only had 20, and we had to get those 20 back because she had hid her channel for a personal concern. And when she unhid it, she had lost all of her subs. This is the second time that she had to rebuild a channel. Second time, right? So it's a daunting task. She didn't even flinch. She came in, said, this is what happened. And everyone here said, I'm going to help. And they did. What an amazing community. Everyone pitched in and wanted to help. Even people who had not yet met Dottie said, I'll help. And they did. 20 people, without even watching a single video from Dottie, showed up. But as of today, she has regained her 376, which means that we are 124 away from getting Dottie to 500. And we can do that. Let's see. Kathy says, did you like the picture I posted on my community page? That is my Cherokee side. I did. I loved it. I left a comment and, wow, I didn't realize that you were half Cherokee. Or part Cherokee. Let's see. Sniper says, that's epic, that's epic, Dottie. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Kathy's good. Toy Pop sends some hearts. And Dottie says, thanks, squirrels. I'm so pleased. Yeah, you should be. Because, again, you had rebuilt your channel. You came back fearlessly. Fearlessly. It always sounds like it means you don't have fear. But, of course, if you've experienced any type of trauma, you might have fear. But for me, fearlessly means that you experience the fear, but you do what you need to do anyway. That's what Dottie did. Dottie says, I'm really am so appreciative of all the extras that came over. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So Dottie is back, and she's back with some extras. You guys won't be disappointed because Dottie has a beautiful channel. She has been rebuilding a van, just about done, getting ready for sometime soon, the maiden voyage. It's a camper van. It was a medical medical van, like a panel wagon, right? And she redid it completely, made it her own. As well, she does some great nature shorts, and she shares some just some interesting things that are personal for her. Daddy says, so after laying Dad to rest, I can now get motivated again on the van. Yeah, it's almost like stepping into a new place, a new chapter. The great thing about, I love the metaphor with chapters. The great thing about a chapter is it builds upon the last. It's a story of your life. So nothing needs to be dismissed. I know a lot of people like resist. I don't want to start a new chapter. I'm still mourning the last chapter. But guess what? This chapter is the chapter of mourning. It's a chapter of grief. It's a chapter of whatever it is that you're experiencing. Trending says, thank you so much, Sir Yogi, for sending people on my live stream. Absolutely, Trending. Happy to. Happy to, and happy to be there myself. And speaking of, give me a sec, guys. Speaking of, our friend Jace is still alive, still getting his workout in. So if anyone wants to swing on over, help Jace push out a few more reps. It's always helpful. I had some people show up this morning on my second live stream, and I needed it because I was doing a 10-minute set of kettlebell long cycle. You can't put, Sniper says, I'll pop by. Awesome, Sniper. Trending says, appreciate y'all guys. Thank you so much. You're welcome. And I hope those watch hours are adding up, my friend. I hope that you're getting closer and closer. Mira says, hey to see Peyton. Hey guys, have you been to see Peyton's page? And you can see her Cherokee ancestors. It's really cool. For one thing, I like old photographs. Even if it's not my family, I just like old photographs of other people's families. My family too, but other people's family. Let's see. Poor man says, sup Yogi friends. Sup Yogi and friends. Once again, poor man, thank you for being there this morning. I mentioned before, the crushing disappointment when you're doing kettlebell sport. Kettlebell sport is different than just using kettlebells to work out. It means you have a 10-minute set. Nowadays, you also have 5-minute sets, but it used to be just a 10-minute set. So it's you and the kettlebells. And they suck. And the temptation at some time when you're breathing hard and you just can't catch a break, the weight is pressed on your chest. That's the rest position. You're either resting with the weight on your chest or overhead. And it induces a fight or flight, which is a precursor to a panic attack, anxiety. So you're in that position and you're suffering anxiety and you know, well, all I have to do is put the bells down and it'll be over. But you have 3 more minutes left or 4 more minutes left or even 1 more minute. But that urge gets more and more overwhelming. Sometimes you do put it down. And then you have to contend with the fact that you gave into something that you wished you hadn't. It's a little different for me now. When I was training for this on a regular basis, I would get really upset that I did that because I wanted to have this image of myself with this ultimate mental toughness, which is a good thing to have. Being stoic is a good quality, but it is a quality. Quality is not always the basis for life. Sometimes it's okay to just say, hey, it was a bad moment. It was a bad day. And relax. Forgive yourself, forgive the kettlebells, and move on. Because you know what? I do these long sessions every Friday. To the best that I know, the best of my knowledge, there's going to be another Friday. There's going to be another moment between me and the kettlebells. I found instead of fighting through those sets, if I learned to absolutely love it, love the experience. Frederick Nitsky, someone can correct me on that because I've been mispronouncing it for years and I mispronounce it in different ways every time I say it. Anyway, amor fati, which means embracing our fate, whatever that might be, good or bad, sorrow, grief. We're embracing what is the moment, the actuality. He was very inspired by Buddhism, and that is the Buddhist, that we suffer because we want something other than what is. But all we have is what is, and what is in flux. It's changing. Patience, my friends, it is more than a virtue. Poor man says, pleasure's all mine, Yogi. Mir says, hey, DH. Daddy says, you will love old photos when I start uploading videos on my family history next year. Eric, I'm looking forward to that, Daddy. Awesome. Poor man says, Mir brother. Hey, because we have some new people popping in, don't forget, today is Mir's birthday, my friends. He's 51 years old. It is 51, right? Or is it 50? I don't want to tack on an extra year. Hey, relaxing, my friend. Relaxing says, so everyone, my heart for all country. Poor man says, was impressive work this morning, Yogi. You could really see the warrior coming out. Thanks you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I mentioned before, a 10-minute set with the kettlebells, for me, harder than doing an ultra marathon. 10-minute set is harder than running 100 miles. Psychologically, maybe even physically. For me, the hardest thing about running 100 miles was recovering from the lack of sleep. And if I was faster, I wouldn't have to worry about that. My first 100-mile race, the winner of the race, he lived 1 or 2 hours away. He finished the race. He won. He went home, took a shower, had something to eat, slept. Full night, came back to welcome the rest of the people. I think he won the race in about 13 hours and something. And it took me, the time limit is 30. It took me 28:50 to finish it. Daddy says, apparently white-tailed fish eagles have been seen in our local New Forest National Park. Would love to catch one on camera. I bet you will. Got to be in the right place at the right time. Auspicious occasions. Mossclaw is here. Hello, my friend. Mossclaw says hi. Welcome. Always good to see you. Stuart the Fish Whisperer says he's singing happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mir. I'm not singing. No one wants to hear me sing. Happy birthday to you. Poor man says, happy B-Day, Mir, brother. Daddy says, happy birthday, Mir. Stuart says hi to Kathy. Kathy says, happy birthday to Mir. We got some love from our friend Relaxing. Sampa says 50 years or 28,250 days. Did I get that number right? So everyone has wished me a happy birthday. Thanks, guys. So yeah, in a 100-mile race, I can stop. I can change my shoes. I can get something to eat. I'll see friends that I know from other races at the aid station. I might run with someone for a little bit. if I got enough time, I've taken meditation breaks. I've taken writing breaks in 100-mile races. I know some people will take a nap during a 100-mile race. You're eating lots of food, you're having a good time. There is no good time in a 10-minute kettlebell set. None. From minute 1 to minute 10, it's a suck fest. And the only place you can stop, again, is when you're holding it on your chest or you're holding it over your head. And that's no rest. That's no fun. That's not an escape from the suck fest. Mira says, "Say bless all my friends." Absolutely. Stuart says, "Mira brother, you're welcome." I did not do justice to Stuart's song. I apologize. Speaking of birthdays, next week is Jace's birthday. It's Jace that's going to be 51. My next birthday, 60 years old. I've learned not to say believe it or not, because I know you all believe it. No one's like, oh no, it's hard to believe. You don't look a day over 59. The good thing is you hit 60, man, you're alive. You made it to 60. Bad thing is you get no real benefits of being 60. I'm not much wiser than I was when I was 50, maybe less so. And I can't collect Social Security. I think I can get discounts someplace. But since I don't go anywhere, big deal. What do I need a discount for a movie that I'm not going to? Now, if they gave me a discount on my internet, that would be something. I'd be happy with that. We got some hearts from here. Moscow says, we like nature. I like nature too. Thank you for those emojis. That is a wide variety of nature. And I love all of that. Though you know what? I haven't seen a ladybug in quite some time, which is kind of sad now that I think about it. And for those who have looked at my nature shorts, you know that I love squirrels. I'm going to write, I keep meaning to do this. I keep putting it off. I need to write an essay, a lyrical prose I write every morning on filming squirrels. Because there's an art to filming squirrels, which is the art of patience. A squirrel is going to do some squirrel thing, something squirrely, and you never know when, ever, but they're going to do it. So the key is you put the camera on and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. And they will do something. Moskva says ladybugs are more of summer and spring thing. Yeah, they are, but I didn't see one all summer either. You know what I don't see anymore? Lightning bugs, or some people call them fireflies. And when I was a kid, I actually regret catching them. My thinking nowadays, based upon the very first principle of yoga, which is ahimsa, which is non-harmfulness. A lot of people think, well, what harm is it catching a firefly and letting it go? It's interference. Who am I to interfere with the dharma, the life purpose of a lightning bug or turtle or anything else? We got some love from Toy Pups, and she says, hi, guys. What's up, my friend? I've had your live stream up and running. It was 3 hours and 19 minutes and 59 seconds. Man, you couldn't have gone for one more second and made an even 3 hours and 20 minutes. And I just refreshed it, so now we can watch the whole thing over again. Have it up and running. So, Toy Pups, by the way, is very, very, very close to hitting her watch hours, 4,000 watch hours. If anyone wants to lend a bit of their attention to have something up, and he can help her out with watch hours. Our friend Food from Afar is working on watch hours. Martine, if anyone wants to help her out. Speaking of helping out, our friend up above, Relaxing, you'll see his channel. He has he's fallen on some hard times. He was actually homeless in another nation, foreign to him, but now he's home, but he's still homeless. He's back in his birthplace country, but he's still homeless. He's having some dental issues, and he has a channel, ASMR channel. The first one that I ever saw, actually. I didn't even know what ASMR. I still don't know what it stands for. I've been told, but I never remember. But if you ever watch one of his live streams, if you can maybe do a super chat or a super sticker, or get a membership and help him out. Just a thought. Less than 100 hours left, guys. So we can do that by the end of the weekend. This is Friday, right? And, you know, YouTube they hold 5 in reserve as the counting. So it's closer to 100, which is all the more reason, like, not to take anything for granted. Because you also lose some watch hours every day, depending on what your views were last year. It's a rolling thing. Toy Pup says, who's that? Relaxing. If you scroll way up. Relaxing, my friend, are you still here? He's been a good friend of mine, a good friend of my channel. He gave a lot of support when I first started. Speaking of support, our birthday friend has supported so many of us. Looking to see if I can find, there it is, Relaxing ASMR, colors, draw, and fun. I would drop the link, but I'm on my desktop and it doesn't work. Hey, Bodyweight Beast, how are you? Toy Pup says, what an awesome channel. We are just subbing. Awesome. Thank you. Toy Pup says, Mirror. Mirror says, my blessings and support to you. You always have. You always have, my friend. And more than that, Mirror, you have made magic happen here before. You have helped so many people during these live streams reach a number that they wanted so badly. Amazing. That filled me with a whole lot of joy every time you did that. You did it for Eric LaPointe. You did it for Jacob. You did it for Reaper. Bodyweight says, Eric, how are you doing today? I'm doing good, my friend. How about you? Hey, Songo, how are you? Toy Pup says, hi, Bodyweight. We took your advice and added nature sounds to our silent lives. Nice. That's excellent advice, too. Our friend Kathy drops a link for Mir. Thank you, Kathy. Very much appreciate that. Hey, Kathy, if you want to drop a link to your community page, too, for the photograph, you can see Kathy's ancestors on, you said your father's side, right? Cherokee. As a matter of fact, guys, if anyone has a link on anything that they want to drop, please do. Bodyweight says, I'm well today. Taking today as a relaxed day for tomorrow. With Jacob, we're hitting a deck of cards tomorrow afternoon. Hey, what are the exercises going to be on the deck of cards? That's tough. That is a tough workout. So, guys, did you hear that? Bodyweight Beast Fitness is going to do a collab with Jacob. You know that's going to be tense because both of these guys are super intense in what they do. There's no let up for either one of them. And we got some hearts from Toy Pups. Bodyweight says, awesome Toy Pups. Should keep more people in your live longer, I believe. Excellent suggestion. Kathy says, yes, father side. My, on my mom's side, my grandfather's stepfather, so not a blood relation, was Cherokee. And he was one of the, he came from a Cherokee family that did not leave the North Carolina, Tennessee, West Virginia area when they were captured and shipped on the Trail of Tears to Oklahoma. Let's see. Mossclaw, you're putting me in a awkward position, asking me to choose my favorite type of nature because I love them all. So, man, it's always fun watching squirrels, filming squirrels. You never know what they're going to do. I do love crickets, though. And caterpillars. Is there a more spiritual metaphor than a caterpillar that becomes a butterfly? Foxes, one of my all-time favorite things to see. I am out every morning hoping that I see a fox. It's been probably about a month since I've last seen a fox. Otters are always fun to watch. I did a 100-mile race in Pennsylvania just for the opportunity to, because I was walking by a river that was full of otters, and I knew that would keep me going. What else we got? Penguins. Everyone loves penguins. My mom loved chickens, particularly roosters. And this is a house that I grew up in. I inherited from my parents. It still has rooster stuff hanging all over the place. Giraffes. Got to think of giraffes as God's great experiment in reaching. Man, there's something soulful about elephants. You know, elephants mourn their dead. And their feet. There's an intelligence in their feet. They can sense rain several miles away. It can be perfectly dry where they are, but they can sense rain through their feet on the ground. How amazing is that? And the trunk is so powerful, but it can actually peel a grape. Amazing animals. Octopus, not octopi, by the way. The plural for octopus is octopuses, but people think it's octopi. It isn't. Some little things that I know that I don't know why I know, but I share them anyway. Hey, Odom. Elephants never forget. Nope, they don't. Incredible memory. Here's the amazing thing about octopuses. They are all brain. You won't find a singular brain. Every aspect of their body is brain itself, intelligence. Just a different state of consciousness. Sharks are pretty ferocious. That's a lot of sharks. And whales. So yeah, in other words, I love them all. Absolutely. Bears might be my all-time favorite. Let's see. Stuart says, ATC, I try to call you. Hey, ATC. ATC says, hey, love our toy pups. I'm sorry, guys, just step behind. There's a link from Kathy C. Payton. This is my great-great-grandmother and great-grandmother. My grandfather and the little one is my dad. They are Cherokee. I actually see the resemblance in you. ATC says, what is good, legends? How you doing, ATC? Toy Pop says, ATC, hey. Bodyweight says he's wanting to do burpees. Of course, oh yeah, you got to do burpees. It's not a Jacob workout without the burpees. I'm going to guess what? Burpees, jumping jacks, squats. And what would be the two more, right? There's five suits. Stuart said he tried to call ATC. Stuart, I'm at home. When did you call? Stuart's calling now. Hey, Signature, my friend, how are you? Signature says, greetings, my friend. I hope you're doing well, and thumbs up. I appreciate that thumbs up. Thanks. I am doing pretty well. Moscow says, if I knew we would talk about every single emoji, I wouldn't have done so many. That's okay. You gave me something to talk about. Odom says, hey, Signature. Sorry, guys. Maybe I should have talked about every emoji. But man, if you give me an opportunity to talk about my favorite subject, one of my favorite subjects, I'm going to take it and run, that's for sure. Kathy says, Stuart, I don't know what happened, but I wasn't subbed, but I am now. Sometimes YouTube, I don't know, malfunctions, because I know I've subbed to people before and I checked, and it appears that I wasn't. So everyone's saying hi. Moskva says maybe we should have an octopus as president if they're all brain. Vote for the octopi. I will vote for the octopi. Next time it comes up, next election, I'm going to do a write-in. Octopus. And it doesn't even matter which one. Whichever one wants the job. I don't imagine any of them wants the job. Guys, did you know dolphins actually have a thumb bone in their fin? They were developing a thumb. I like to think that they stepped out of the water and started developing the thumb, started thinking, started looking around, making plans, and they realized, man, what a mistake that's going to be. All these thoughts, all these plans, and they headed back, right back into the ocean. We always, humans, we measure intelligence by comparison to humans. Is something intelligent if they can do human stuff, or think like a human, or act like a human, or have a human-like quality that we can admire? Dolphins are intelligent enough not to be humans. It's pretty darn intelligent. We don't have the intelligence of a butterfly, of a caterpillar. We can't do a complete metamorphosis from one completely different life form to another. Kathy's saying hi to Mothclaw and Bodyweight. 4 suits, you hit the numbers, and face cards are 10, aces are 11. Total 391. A lot of reps. Mothclaw, as they say, we, I mean USA. I'm not from the USA. Understood. I'm still voting for the octopus, the octopi, the octopuses. Signatures, hi, my friend Bodyweight Beast. So you guys subscribe to our friend Signature. Absolute beautiful channel. You can take a walk with Signature. You can take a drive with Signature. You can go shopping with Signature. And it's like you are hanging out with someone you've known forever. It's like you're visiting a friend that you haven't seen in a bit. And he welcomes you in and says, let me show you my city. Let me show you this. Let me take you to this pond. Let me take you through whatever. Take you for a drive. And he's so welcoming to everyone he encounters. Not just on his channel, but when you see him out walking, he's someone who just has this very great and gracious heart. These are the people to support. Amazing channel. So he's actually a great inspiration for me and what I want to do with my channel. Not the traveling, but to be warm and gracious to everyone who comes in, regardless of what they bring. The great way of looking at it through the lens of the Course in Miracles is 2 things can happen with people in any given time. They can be extending love, or they could be asking for healing. They could be asking to be healed. And if someone's off you and you what we could call meanness or pettiness or an insult, it's just a cry for help. It's a cry for healing. So if you're greeting everyone as a friend and someone gives you a cry for healing or a cry for help, what do you do when a friend asks for help? Austin says, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking, Signature. So we're going to shut things down for the afternoon in just a minute or two. Unless, do you guys want to hear me talk about another favorite animal? I'm happy to. We can talk about beavers because my neighborhood used to have beavers 20 years ago, and all the neighbors complained because they were doing beaver stuff. What do you expect the beaver to do? You want a beaver to act like an otter? Not going to happen. Ginger says, midday. What's up, buddy? Hey, Ginger, my friend, how are you? Eric Austin says, Signature, are you subscribed to my channel? I hope so. Signature usually gets everyone. He normally subscribes to everyone. So they got rid of the beavers. Sad. Every neighborhood should have beavers. And then last year, I have several ponds in my town actually, that have beavers, but not my little pond, which is less than a quarter mile from my house, since they got rid of them. Moss Claw, let's talk about beavers. Thank you. Don't mind if I do. So after a 20-year absence, beavers have made their way back, or a beaver made its way back to my pond last winter. And I was thrilled to see it. I wrote about it in my blog. You guys can visit my blog. It's called Headless Now. Write in it every single day. And I wrote about beavers last year. Beavers improve every ecosystem that they're in, always. Do they cause some damage to trees? Depends on who you're looking at. Depends on who you ask. If you ask a beaver, did you damage that tree? A beaver is going to say, no, I did beaver stuff to this tree. They do no more damage than we do. Ginger says, okay, sorry about yesterday. Never, ever, ever any need to ever apologize for anything. Yesterday was yesterday. Not even here. It's not even a figment in my imagination. Let's see. Ginger says, hello, all my wafflets. Wafflets. Also says, Yogi, you have a great day. And the chat, you have an awesome day. I'll see you all later on today. Thank you, Austin. Thanks for hanging out. Bodyweight gives a salute to Austin. Kathy says, take care to Austin. So, but the beaver's gone again because they had to rebuild a dock on the pond and it scared the beaver away. But I have high hopes that it will be coming back and that my neighborhood will once again, after a long absence, be blessed by the presence of beavers. Nature's engineers. And again, they really do improve every single ecosystem. They know what they're doing. Trust the way of the beaver. That should be the motto of just a yogi doing burpees in his basement. I almost stumbled over my own title. That's a long, unyielding title, by the way. Moss says, beavers don't make mistakes, just happy little accents. Thank you. Finally, someone steps up for the beaver with me. Kathy says, like beavers. Thank you, Kathy. Appreciate you having on the Beaver Brigade. Pro Beaver. That might be the next poll coming up. Beavers versus, what do we have? Turtles are the present winner. Beavers versus turtles. Can turtles take a fall? Man, I love turtles though. Turtles might be my spiritual totem animal. Not really an animal, but if you guys want to see a great relationship, let's see. Jenny says, just don't trust the blue turtle. Or the blue beaver? Absolutely. I will not trust it. I fell for the blue waffle. I will not fall for the, or almost fell for it. I will not fall for the blue beaver. Virginia says, hi, sign. Bodyweight says, I hit 190 subs this morning, Eric. I never thought people would want to follow my journey. I am grateful to you and everyone follow me. That's awesome. 190. Hey, does anyone here not subscribe to Bodyweight Beats Fitness? Because 10 more, we get a nice even 200, guys. If we don't do it now, especially because I'll be ending soon, maybe we can do it tonight, this evening. Kathy says, I'm an all-around animal lover. Me too. Me too. And as you can tell, throw an animal out there and I will talk at length about him. Signature says, I love nature. I can tell. Signature, I can tell in the videos that you do how much you love being outside and how much you love being in nature. Hey, Kathy, have you ever thought about doing some local animal stuff filming for your channel? Paul says, that's the thing all politicians talk about. Are you pro-beaver or pro-turtle? Exactly. Like it has to be one against the other. Thank you, Moskva. The answer to that is yes. I am pro-beaver and it doesn't have to be either or. And I'm pro-turtle. Timo says, hi, Eric and chat. We are home and I'm walking with backs. Welcome home, even though it was a beautiful drive. Great live stream, Timo. Bodyweight says, Optimo with a salute. Signature says, hi, my friend Optimum. Kathy says, I got you, Bodyweight. Awesome. So if I'm not mistaken, let's bring Bodyweight's channel up. 191, my friend. Bodyweight says, thanks, Peyton. It means the world to me. Ginger says, you guys keep bringing animals in that have meaning to the human genitals? Not to me. I give animals the meanings that animals have. Or I try my best. I try my best to. So wait a minute. We were talking turtles. Mothclaws says, I'm making furry paws right now. That's the amazing thing about what you do. That's how much you love animals. That you actually spend time embodying an actual animal that you love. That's pretty cool. Bodyweight says, well, in the 2 months and a weekend, I'm guessing 250 by the end of the year. You know what? I'm going to dream big for you. Let's go for 500 by January 1st. 500. A lot of times, you hit a magic number. Who was I talking to about this? I think it might have been our friend Miss Flipper. The 100th monkey. You guys know what the 100th monkey is? There was monkeys residing on an island in the Sea of Japan. I believe it was the Sea in Japan. And several islands. And they were unconnected with each other. It's not like the monkeys had Wi-Fi and they could talk to each other. Or even an old-fashioned telephone. But there was a storm that passed through one of the islands. And the monkeys would eat potatoes. It's a sweet potato. And they were all covered in sand. So the monkeys on that island, one by one, started to wash off before they ate it. The sand-covered sweet potatoes. Wash it off in a stream. And then they would eat it. When it hit a critical mass, a critical number, and for the sake of the conversation, we're saying 100, the 100th monkey, the monkeys on the other islands that were unaffected by the storm, the potatoes were fine, started washing their potatoes as well. Rupert Sheldrake, a biologist, calls it the morphogenetic field of communication that we're all tapped into. In yogic scriptures, it's called the Akashic field, where the intelligence of everything, all connected. So anyway, tying this all together, we hit a certain number and things seem to take off completely on their own. So body weight, you're going to hit that number. It might be 192. It might have been 191. And things will leap. Maybe it'll be 200. Who knows? But you'll hit that number, and before you know it, you are at 500 subs, and you're getting in your watch hours, and you're monetized. Well deserved. Tima says, body weight, come in on Sunday to our premiere. A lot of people can sub to you. Give you mod, and we'll pin your link there. Awesome. And it works, guys. That's the way to do it. Body weight, as Alvin says, Optimob, I win yesterday. I'm pushing 175 now. Not too bad for 6'1". Starting well. It started at 155. And all body weight stuff, right? No, actually, I've seen you do some light dumbbell stuff. Kathy says, I'm in a big city, but all I can get are birds and the feral cats. I need to get my brakes fixed before I go into the mountains. Gotcha. Timo said he's already subbed. Ginger says, well, I'm guessing I'm immature and make people laugh. Or, let's switch that around. Maybe you have the maturity to make people laugh. That's no small thing, Ginger. You know what I mean? Making people laugh is a gift. And you certainly possess that gift. And it's much appreciated. Bodyweight says, thanks, so we'll come by as long as I'm free. Kathy says, unless I can catch prairie dogs. Tima says, my body weight is over 93 kilograms. only brain and muscles. It's all you need. Of course, he's got the overdeveloped editing muscles from all the editing he does. Ginger says, oh, thank you. Absolutely, my friend. Things are never the way we think they are. You know? A lot of times when I've been down on myself and offered up a view, you know, I might say something slightly negative towards me, and someone almost inevitably comes and says, man, that's my favorite thing about you. Yes, hard to imagine there is a favorite thing about me. But for some people, yeah, and it's always nice. It's always nice to have someone else reframe things, you know, that we're feeling, man, maybe this wasn't the way I should have done something or whatever, when in fact, it is absolutely the perfect way of doing it. Me, I like to think of it as the Ginger Rogers way. So again, it's much appreciated. Without you, we would not have the app description of a wafflet. So, all right, guys. I think we're going to wrap things up for the afternoon. I'll be back a bit later. 5:20-ish. I'm going to go out, take my very, very last walk for the day. Body weight, congratulations, 191 and growing. Seriously, I'm going to hold that intention. 500. 500 by January 1st. I see absolutely no reason why we can't do it. Kathy says, take care, everyone. Take care, Kathy. Thank you. Bodyweight says, have a blessed day. You too, my friend. And thanks, I appreciate it. Absolutely. Ginger says, I fell asleep. Okay, good day. Well, I'm glad I could provide the nap service. I actually think, and I don't mean this, I'm not being negative about myself, that maybe the best service I could provide people is they can come here and relax and maybe catch a nap as needed. Because lots of people have fallen asleep during the live stream. And that's not bad. Not bad at all. All right, guys. So I'll be back. Thanks for hanging out with me. Take care.